Hello students, this is Dr. A.S. Sayyed from Sanjivani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. I welcome you all for the course on matrix methods of structural analysis. We are dealing with unit number 2, that is flexibility matrix method. So today we will solve one more example on portal frames, analysis of portal frame using flexibility matrix method. Okay. So the statement of problem is analyze the portal frame as shown in figure using flexibility matrix method. Take EI constant. This is the portal frame given. Now in this figure there are two columns and one beam. Support A and support D are fixed. Left column and right column subjected to point load, whereas beam is subjected to UDL. Moment of inertia for beam and left column is 4I and moment of inertia of right column is I. Now very first step is similar to previous problem to determine degree of static indeterminacy. So DSI equal to capital R minus small r, capital R is equal to total number of unknown reactions in the given portal frame. Now in the given frame support A and support D are fixed. So we know that if support is fixed there are three reactions. So three reactions at A and three reactions at D. Total number of unknown reactions are 6. Minus equations of equilibrium for portal frame. Now we know that we have to consider three equations of equilibrium. So 6 minus 3 DSI equal to 3. So we have to select three unknowns from the given portal frame. So we will select those three unknown redundants RDH, RDV and MDC, that is three reactions at support D. Okay, so why we have selected reactions, unknown reactions at support D, that will discuss in the next slide. So step number 2 is to draw release structure and unit load figures. So already we had discussed so many times. Release structure means when we find out the DSI in the given portal frame. DSI means these are the additional reactions in the portal frame which makes the given portal frame statically indeterminate. So if we remove three reactions from the given portal frame, our given portal frame again becomes statically determinate. So that's why to remove three reactions we have removed support D from the given portal frame. Okay, so if you look at support D now, there is support D is removed, and that's why our three unknowns are horizontal reaction at D, that is first unknown, vertical reaction at D, that is second unknown, and moment at D, that is third unknown. 1, 2, 3 unknown sequence is given. 1 means horizontal reaction RDH, 2 means RDV, that is vertical reaction, and 3 means moment at D, that is MD to C, that is MDC. Okay, so that is release structure. Now next, after release structure we have to draw the unit load figures. Since our first unknown is RDH, first unit load figure is RDH is equal to 1. Okay, apply unit horizontal force at point D. Positive direction means horizontally towards right. Okay, so this is RDH equal to 1 figure. Then second unit load figure is RDV equal to 1, that is apply unit vertical force at point D in positive direction means vertically upward, so that is RDV equal to 1. And third figure will be MDC equal to 1, that is moment at D is equal to 1 in positive direction means anti-clockwise. So we have applied anti-clockwise moment, unit moment at point D, that is MDC equal to 1. So these are the unit load figures. Okay, now after step number 2, after release structure and unit load figures, the next step is to calculate the moments. So we know that we have to divide the given frame into number of zones, and then we have to take the moment in various zones of the given portal frame. Okay, so let's consider this table. Now zones, given portal frame is divided into 5 zones. Now we have already discussed how to divide the zone so many times in beam and frame problems. So first zone we have to start from support D, because support A is fixed, so always start to move from support D towards A. So if you start to move from support D, the first zone is D to E, because after E the point load will come in picture. So D to E is the first zone. For that origin is taken as a D. Okay, so D to E, this dimension is given in the given problem 2 meter, and E to C is given 3 meter. Okay, so limits of first zone D to E are 0 to 2. Similarly second zone is E to C. Okay, E to C second zone, origin is always taken as a D. Okay, for these two zones origin is same D. Now limits are from E to C means x equal to 2 to x equal to 3. So limits are, sorry, x equal to 2 to x equal to 5. So limits are 2 to 5. Okay, now we have to shift to beam member. When we shift the beam member, our origin will change. Now origin will be taken as a C point. Okay, so C to B is a complete zone because full span UDL is provided, so it is divided into a single zone. C to B is a third zone, origin is equal to C. C to B dimension is given to us 4 meter. So limits of this will be C. At C it will be x equal to 0 and at B it will be x equal to 4. So limits will be 0 to 4. Okay. Now next again we have to shift to left column now. When we shift from beam to column, again we have to change our origin. Now we will take origin as a B. So for last two zones, if you look at the fourth and fifth row of this table, last two zones origin will be B. Origin B means x is equal to 0 here now. For left column, x is equal to 0 at point B. Now B to F, this dimension is given to you 4 meter. And F to A, it is given 6 meter. The left column height is 10 meter total. So limits of first B to F zone are 0 to 4. Okay, 0 to 4, and then from 4 to 10 limits of F to A zone. So 4 to 10. Okay, always remember point load divide the column or beam into two parts, whereas UDL is a single zone. That's why right column there are two zones, then beam is a single zone, again left column two zones. Total number of zones in the given portal frame are 5. Okay, so this is first figure. Now we have to take a moments in a various zones one by one. Now in 4 figures we have to take a moment. Release structure moments will be are represented by capital M. Then RDH equal to 1 from figure you will get M1. From RDV equal to 1 figure you will get M2. Then MDC equal to 1 figure you will get M3. Okay, so one by one now we will take the moments. Okay, so first section, if you take a section in first zone in all 4 figures, you look at all 4 figures, we are taking section in first zone. Okay, now we are taking section in first zone, for that origin is D. So from D distance is X. Okay, and we have to observe the lower portion. Okay, we have to observe the lower portion. Don't get confused with this 1, 2, 3. These are the unknown reactions shown. Okay, these are the not forces, these are the unknowns. Okay, so if you look at the lower part of the first section, there is no load on this portion. There is no load on the lower portion of the section in release structure, and that's why moment is equal to 0. Moment is equal to 0 in first zone of the release structure. Now if you look at the second figure, that is RDH is equal to 1. This distance is X. Okay, we are taking section here, so we are taking moment here. Observe the lower portion of the section. So there is a unit load towards right. Okay, so moment of this unit load about this point 1 into X, and it will produce anti-clockwise moment. So it is positive. 1 into X means X. So this is second figure. First element M1 column, first element is X. Similarly, we are taking section in the second figure. Okay, observe the lower portion. Is there any load? Yes, there is a point load, but it is vertical. Vertical point load means it is passing through the same point where we are taking moment. So its moment is equal to 0. Okay, so in M2 column, first element is 0. Okay, and in third figure, we are taking section in first zone. Observe the lower portion. There is one moment. Magnitude of that moment is 1 kilonewton meter. Okay, anti-clockwise means positive. So since it is a moment, it will not be multiplied by any distance. This first element of M3 column is 1. Okay, so like this, the first zone is over. We have taken this section in first zone in all 4 figures, and we have complete the first element of all 4 moment column, capital M, M1, M2, M3. Okay, so this is first zone. Now we'll take the section in second zone. Second zone means E to E. So take a section here in second zone in all four figures. Look at all four figures, we are taking section. Distance x is measured from D. So this distance is x. This distance is x. Okay. So like this, mark the distance x in all four figures. Okay. Now we have to take the moment of forces which are on the lower part of the section. So observe the lower portion. In the release structure, there are one point load, that is point load acting at E point, 5 kilonewton. Okay. Now we have to take the moment of this 5 kilonewton at this point. So we are taking moment at this point. Point load is acting at here. So we want this perpendicular distance. Okay. This is the perpendicular distance required. Now this total distance is x. So if you minus this 2 meter, this distance is 2 meter. This distance is 2 meter. If you minus this x minus 2, we will get this distance. So this is x minus 2. This is x minus 2. So what is the moment of 5 kilonewton? 5 into x minus 2. It is clockwise in nature. So minus. So 5 into x minus 2. Look at the second zone. Limit is D. Sorry, origin is D. Limits are 2 to 5. And capital M column element is minus 5 into x minus 2. Okay. So that is capital M column. Now look at the second figure, RDH equal to 1. Observe the lower portion of this section. Again there is a 1 point load and its perpendicular distance is x. We are taking moment here. So perpendicular distance become x. So moment will be 1 into x. Again x, anti-clockwise positive. Look at the second element of M1 column. It is 1 into x. Okay. Now section in third figure, RDV equal to 1. If you look at the lower portion, again there is a point load, but that point load is again vertical. Vertical means it is passing through again the same point where we are taking the moment. So moment of this one is again 0. So second element of M2 is again 0. Now third figure, we are taking section in second zone. Observe the lower portion. Again the same point load, the moment is acting at D. Moment in anti-clockwise direction is a plus 1. Since it is a moment, it will not be multiplied by any distance x. So this 1 will be as it is, and that is this 1. Okay. Then third zone. Now we have to take the moments in third zone, that is C to B. Okay. Look at the zone column. Third zone C to B. Now for this we will take origin as a C. So limits are C to B means x equal to 0 to x equal to 4, because B to C distance is 4 meter. This distance is 4 meter. Okay. Now we have to take a section in third zone. So if you take a section here, okay, in third zone of all three figures. Okay. And now we have to observe the right portion. Right portion means not only up to point C, but from right up to bottom of column D. Up to this portion we have to look at. Okay. Is there any forces? Please understand. Right portion of this section means don't look at up to C only. We have to look at the moment forces acting on right column also. So complete right portion we have to check. Complete right portion. Okay. So now when we take a section at a distance of x from C in the third zone. Okay. So this is distance x. Okay. Now which are the forces on the right portion? First, there is a UDL up to this span, and then there is a point load at point A. Okay. Understand now, point load is horizontal. We are taking moment here. We are taking moment here and point load is acting at E. So this will be the perpendicular distance. This will be the perpendicular distance, and this perpendicular distance is known to us, and that is 3 meter. Okay. This 3 meter distance, vertical distance is known to us. Vertical distance become perpendicular distance if force is horizontal. So at this point moment of 5 becomes 5 into 3. This 5 into this 3, and it will be clockwise in nature. So it will be minus 15. So look at the third row of this table. Okay. First element is minus 15. That is 5 into 3. Clockwise direction means minus. Okay. Now moment because of UDL. UDL is intensity is 3 kilonewton meter. Okay, and it is acting at a span of x distance. Okay, so what is the total load because of UDL? 3 into x. and it is acting at the center. So perpendicular distance will be x by 2. This distance will be x by 2. Okay, so what is the moment about this point of a UDL? 3 into x by 2, 3x square by 2, and it will produce clockwise moment, so minus. So minus 3x square by 2, it is a moment because of UDL. Okay, so this is third zone in release structure. Now if you look at the unit load figures, right? So in second figure, RDH equal to 1. We are taking moment here. If you observe the right portion of this figure, there is again unit load at point D. Unit load at point D. So we have to take moment of this. Point load at a point D. Unit load at point D, we have to take moment of this unit load. Now unit load is horizontal, therefore vertical distance become perpendicular distance. So this distance, vertical distance, is a perpendicular distance, and which is known to us. This vertical distance of right column is 5 meter. Okay, so what is the moment of this unit load about this point? This 1 into 5, that is 5, and it will produce anti-clockwise moment. So it is a plus 5. So if you look at the M1 column, third zone, it is 1 into 5, that is plus 5 because it is anti-clockwise. Now if you look at the RDV equal to 1 figure, we are taking section in BC zone. So here we are taking moment, and our point load is acting at point D. When point load is vertical, horizontal distance become perpendicular distance. So this distance is perpendicular distance. Okay, and distance of section from origin is x. We know that this distance is x. Okay, this distance is x. So now when we take the moment of 1, it is a vertical, and we are taking moment here. So perpendicular distance become horizontal, and that perpendicular distance is x actually. So 1 into x is a moment because of 1 about this point. Okay, so 1 into x is x, and it will produce anti-clockwise moment. If you look at this, 1 can be transferred here like this. 1 can be transferred here at C, and now 1 into x is x, anti-clockwise means positive. Okay, so if you look at the M2 column, third element, this is again 1 into x, x anti-clockwise positive. Okay, and on the third figure, MDC equal to 1, actually if you take a section in any zone, on the right portion there is a moment always, and that's why all 5 elements of M3 column are 1. Okay, so M3 column, again right portion of the BC zone, if you look at, again the same moment, that is anti-clockwise 1 means plus 1. Okay, so this is about third zone in the given portal frame. Now fourth zone, we have to take this section in fourth zone. Okay, fourth zone is B to F. So B to F, if you take a section now, B to F. Okay, so section in B to F, distance x is measured from B now because B is origin, so this distance is x. Okay, this distance is x in second figure. Third figure, okay, distance from B is measured as x. Okay, now we have to observe the right portion of section. Right portion means upper portion of left column, then complete beam, and the complete right column. All the part we have to, complete part we have to consider upper portion of this section. Okay, now we are taking moment here. Now if you look at our upper portion, there is no load on this column portion, then there is a beam which is subjected to UDL. So we have to take a moment because of UDL. UDL is 3 meter, span is 4 meter. UDL intensity is 3 kN per meter and span is 4 meter. So 3 into 4, 12. It is acting at the center. 3 into 4, that is 12 kilonewton. 12 kilonewton is acting at the center. We are taking moment here. So this is the perpendicular distance. Okay, this distance is perpendicular distance. So it is equal to 2 meter because total BC is 4 meter. Half of 4 is 2. So what is the moment of UDL now? 12 into 2, that is 24, and it is clockwise in nature, so minus 24. So if you look at the fourth row of this table, B to F, origin is B, limits are 0 to 4. First element of moment is minus 24, that is 12 into 2, and clockwise means minus 24. Okay, now this is moment of UDL. Now we have to take moment of 5 kilonewton. Okay, if you look at the 5 kilonewton now, I'll remove this all part. Okay, we are taking section here. So now we have to take moment of 5. Okay, this distance is x. Now 5, if you look at, if you extend this 5 line of action of 5, it is coming like this. So this is line of action of 5. Okay, so we are taking moment here, and this become the perpendicular distance now. Okay, this is perpendicular distance. So how to calculate this? This complete distance from top to 5 is 3 meter. Okay, 3 meter, and this distance is x. So if you minus this x from 3, we'll get this distance, and that is 3 minus x. Okay, please understand, 3 minus x is a perpendicular distance of 5 about this point. So what is the moment of 5 now? 5 is going towards left. So left means it will produce again clockwise moment. Left means if you extend this 5 like this here up to this point, and if you, this will give you clockwise moment. So clockwise means minus. So minus 5 into 3 minus x is a perpendicular distance. Okay, this is a moment because of 5. So if you look at the fourth row of this table, this distance is now minus, if you understand, minus 5 into x minus 3. 3 minus x, sorry, minus 5 into 3 minus x. This is the moment. So if you want, you can take it, if you take minus outside, it becomes plus 5, and in bracket it becomes x minus 3. Okay, so you please understand, it is plus 5 in bracket x minus 3. That's why here it is plus written. Moment is clockwise means minus, but in this bracket the term is actually 3 minus x. So we have taken that minus outside, it become plus, and this become x minus 3. Okay, so this is capital M column in the fourth zone. Now we have to take a section in second figure. Okay, same section. So this distance is x, and now 1 is acting here. On the right portion of this figure there is again same unit load. So if you extend this 1, this is 1. Okay, we can show here. Now this is perpendicular distance. We are taking moment here. This total distance is 5, and this distance is x. So this perpendicular distance becomes 5 minus x. Okay, so what is the moment of this now? About this point, force is towards right, so it will produce anti-clockwise moment. It will produce anti-clockwise. So 1 into 5 minus x, it will be 5 minus x. If you look at the M1 column, fourth element is 5 minus x. Okay, now third figure, that is RDV equal to 1. We are taking section in the fourth zone. Okay, here, and the point load on the upper portion, if you observe this portion, there is again vertical point load at point D. So if the point load is vertical, horizontal distance become perpendicular distance. So this distance is perpendicular distance, which is known to us 4 meter. So moment about this point of a vertical point load is simple, 1 into 4, anti-clockwise it is plus 4. So if you select, if you check the M2 column, fourth element, it is plus 4. Okay, now fourth figure MDC equal to 1. Again there is no change. We are taking section here, we are observing the right portion, and again the same anti-clockwise moment on the right portion, it is 1. So M3 column, fourth element, it is 1. Okay, now last zone is remaining, that is F2A zone. So if you take a section in the F2A zone, in the release structure, origin is B, so x is measured from origin, so this distance is x. Okay, so if you observe the upper portion of this section, now there are 3 loading conditions. Understand, 3 loading condition. One is 10 kilonewton, then 3 kilonewton per meter UDL, and on the right column there is a 5 kilonewton force. So we have to take the moment of all three loading conditions at this point in the last zone. Okay, now one by one. First, moment of this 10 kilonewton. So 10 is having horizontal force, means vertical distance is a perpendicular distance. So this distance is perpendicular distance for 10. Okay, this total distance is x. Total distance is x, and this distance B to F is 4 meter. B to F is 4 meter. So what is this distance then? It is x minus 4. X minus 4. So what is the moment of this 10? 10 into x minus 4, it will produce clockwise moment. So it is minus. So minus 10 into x minus 4, it is a moment because of this 10 kilonewton. Look at the last row of this table. This is third term. Minus 10 into x minus 4. That is a moment because of point load. Okay. Now we will take the moment because of UDL. Okay. UDL, we are taking moment here. But when you convert the UDL into point load, 3 into 4, it will be a vertically downward like this. 3 into 4 means 12. Okay, and perpendicular distance half of the 4 is 2 meter again. 2 meters. So 12 into 2, 24 clockwise minus. So this moment of UDL is a minus 24. So look at the last row of this table. First term minus 24. Okay. Now last moment because of 5 kilonewton. Okay, moment because of 5 kilonewton. Okay, this distance is x. Now if you look at the 5 kilonewton force, if you extend its line of action on the left column like this, this is the line of action of 5. Let us assume 5 is acting like this. Okay, now what is the perpendicular distance at this point? This is the perpendicular distance. Okay, this is perpendicular distance. Now total is x, so we have to minus this distance. We have to minus this distance from that. So this distance is equal to 3 meter. Okay, this distance is equal to 3 meter. So what is this distance then? This distance is equal to x minus 3. So what is the moment of 5 then? 5 is a magnitude and perpendicular distance is x minus 3. So 5 into x minus 3, and this is towards left, so it will produce anti-clockwise moment. It is positive. So what is the moment because of 5 now? 5 into x minus 3, anti-clockwise means positive. Look at this last row, M column, capital M column, last row. This is plus 5 into x minus 3. Okay, so this is moment of release structure. Right now, if you take a section in second figure, RDH is equal to 1. So we are taking section here. Distance is measured from B, that is x, and unit load is acting at point D. So we can show that unit load here also. This is 1. Okay, in the same line of action. Now what is the perpendicular distance? This is perpendicular distance. We are taking moment here. How to calculate this perpendicular distance? This total is x, and we have to minus the distance. And this is equal to 5 meter. This distance is given 5 meter. Okay, so if you minus this 5, you will get this. So it is x minus 5. Okay, x minus 5. And about this point, this towards right force will produce clockwise moment. So it is minus. So minus 1 into x minus 5. So minus 1 into x minus 5. You can take that minus sign outside, it becomes 5 minus x. Minus 1 into x minus 5. So if you take minus inside, that outside minus inside, it becomes 5 minus x. Okay, so that's why here 5 minus x is written. Now third figure, RDV equal to 1. If you take a section in the last zone, force is vertical, 1 kilonewton is vertical, so perpendicular distance is horizontal distance. This is 4 meter perpendicular distance. So moment of this 1 is 1 into 4, anti-clockwise positive. So 1 into 4 is 4. Look at the last element of M2 column, it is plus 4. Okay, and the last third figure, fourth figure, MD is equal to 1. Still on the right portion, there is the same anti-clockwise moment, and that is plus 1. Okay, so like this we have to calculate the moments in all zones of the given frame. When the frame is having 3 unknowns, it little bit vast calculation of moments as well as other matrices. Okay, so patiently you have to solve all the moment part in this table, because this table is used to find out the remaining all matrices. So here this table is very important part of calculation in flexibility matrix method, especially when your frame is having three unknowns. Solve this moment part is very patiently. Okay, so next now we will calculate the required matrices in the compatibility condition. So compatibility condition is dq equal to dql plus f into q. Okay, so dq is equal to unknown displacements in the original structure, displacement corresponding to unknown reactions in the original structure. Our first unknown reaction is RDH. So corresponding displacement is horizontal displacement edge at D. Second unknown is RDV, vertical reaction at D. Corresponding unknown is vertical displacement at D. Third unknown is moment at D. Corresponding displacement is rotation at D. So in the original structure, is there any displacements given at point D? No, there is no horizontal displacement given, there is no vertical displacement given, there is no rotation given at point D, and that's why all three elements of dq vector are 0. Okay. Now second matrices is dql, that is displacement corresponding to unknown reactions in the release structure. So dql1 represent horizontal displacement at D, dql2 represent vertical displacement at D, and dql3 means rotation at D. These three elements we have to calculate using integration formula that already we have used so many times in the previous problems. So dql is equal to capital M into small m. Okay, so now we'll determine all these three elements of dql vector one by one. Okay, so I will repeat the table again to understand the calculation part. So this is moment table repeated as it is from last slide. Now first is dql1, first element of dql vector, dql1. Okay, capital M into m1, understand, capital M into m1. So capital M in first zone D to E, capital M is 0 and m1 is x. So multiplication is 0 actually, 0 into x 0. So this is first integration 0. Okay. Then second zone, capital M is minus 5 into x minus 2 and m1 it is x. So that multiplication is written here and limits are 2 to 5. Okay. And I equal to I for first two zone. These two zones are having I, moment of inertia. Understand? And these three zones are having 4I. It is given in the given original figure. You look at the I of first two zones, that is right column is I and moment of inertia of beam and left column is 4I. So now in third zone we have to use I equal to 4I. So look at third zone moment, this is capital M and m1 is 5. If you put that here, limits are 0 to 4 and I equal to 4I here. Understand this. Similarly fourth zone, this capital M and this is m1. Okay, put that M into m1 here. This is fourth zone and similarly this is fifth zone, M into m1. This is M and this will be m1. For all three zones I equal to 4I, so it is outside. Okay, so M, capital M into m1 column, one by one we have to multiply for each zone and we have to add all 5 zones together. If you perform these four integrations now, because first integration is 0, so if you perform these 4 integrations remaining and if you add together, the final answer of dql1 will be minus 174.167 upon ER. Okay, so this is first element of dql matrix. Now second element, I will remove all this part again. So second element now dql2. dql2 means capital M into m2. Capital M into m2. So capital M first zone is 0. So m2 is 0. So first zone multiplication is 0. Okay. Similarly second zone m2 element is 0. So second zone multiplication is also 0. Okay. So this is also 0. First two zones are 0. So third zone m into m2. So this is capital M, this is m2. Okay. So this is multiplication. Now third zone is C to B, I equal to 4i, so here it is written 4i. Okay. Similarly, remaining fourth zone, this is capital M and this is M2. So capital M into M2 outside 4ei, limits 0 to 4. And similarly fifth zone, this is capital M and this is M2 column, it is 4. So that capital M into M2, limits 4 to 10, outside is 4ei. So now here two zones are 0, first two zones. So if you perform integration of this third, fourth and fifth zone, and if you add that integration value, final answer of DQL2 element will be minus 374 upon EI. Okay. So this is capital M into M2, DQL2. Now third, capital M into M3. So I will repeat the table again here to understand calculation. Now DQL3, okay, capital M into M3. So capital M column is 0 again, M3 is 1. So first zone it is again 0. Now second zone, this into 1. So that is second integration. Third zone, again this moment into M3 is 1. So this is capital M into M3. This is for fourth zone and this is for fifth zone, 1 by 1. Okay. So M3 is 1 for all zones. So this will not come. Only in integration there is a capital M term. Okay. For three zones, last three zones, I equal to 4i. So it is written outside the integration 4i for last three zones. Okay. So if you perform this integration of four integrations of four zones, finally you will get the answer of DQL3 minus 125.5. Okay. So this is about the three elements of DQL vector. So that is the second matrix of the compatibility condition. Now next matrix is flexibility matrix. Okay. So we have to calculate the flexibility matrix also. I will remove this part first. So flexibility coefficients, we know that Fij is equal to Mi into Mj. So now since there are three unknowns in this problem, the size of flexibility matrix will be 3 by 3. So there will be 6 elements, that is F11, F12, F13, then F22, F23 and F33. Because F21 is equal to F12, F31 is equal to F13 and F32 is equal to F23, because flexibility matrix is always symmetric matrix. So there are 6 elements we have to determine. Okay. So F11 is equal to M1 into M1. We know that. M1 into M1. So first zone it is x square, x into x, x square. This is first zone. Second zone again it is x into x, x square. Third zone it is 5 into 5, 25. Third zone it is 5 minus x into 5 minus x, 5 minus x square. Similarly fifth zone it is 5 minus x into 5 minus x, 5 minus x square. All 5 zones are there. If you perform this 5 integration, answer of F11 is 87.5. Okay. Next F12 now. F12 which is also equal to F21. So it is equal to M1 into M2. M1 into M2. So M1 into M2, first zone it is 0. Second zone also 0 because M2 elements are 0. Now third zone 5 into x. Then fourth zone 5 minus x into 4. Fifth zone in 5 minus x into 4. So fourth and fifth zone 5 minus x into 4. So if you perform this 3 integration, final answer of this F12 or F21 equal to 10 upon EI. Similarly F13 equal to M1 into M3. M1 into M3. So M1 into M3, for first zone it is x into 1, that is x. Okay, this is x. Second zone x into 1, again x. Then third zone 5 into 1, that is 5. Fourth zone 5 minus x into 1, that is 5 minus x. And last zone again 5 minus x into 1, 5 minus x. Okay. So if you perform integration, final answer of F13 which is also equal to F31 is 17.5 upon EI. Okay. This is first row of the flexibility matrix. Then F22 equal to M2 into M2. M2 into M2 means, now if you look at this M2 column, first zone is 0, second zone is 0. So first two zones are 0. Then third zone x into x is a x square. Then 4 into 4, 16 in the fourth zone and fifth zone. So if you perform this integration, answer of F22 is 45.33 upon EI. Okay. Next two elements are remaining. F23. F23 means M2 into M3. M2 into M3, for first zone it is 0, second zone it is 0, third zone it is x into 1, like this. Then fourth zone 4 into 1 4, then fifth zone 4 into 1 it is 4. Then 4 EI outside the last three zones, like this. First two zones are 0. So if you perform this calculation, it is 12 upon EI. F23 is, or it is also equal to F32, it is 12 upon EI. And last calculation is F33, which is equal to M3 into M3. Since it is 1 in M3 column, all elements are 1. In M3 column, all elements are 1. So integration 1 into 1 will be 1 only. So all 5 integration there is 1. Okay. First two zones outside is 1 upon EI, but remaining three zones outside is 1 upon 4 EI. Okay. So if you perform this integration, final answer for F33 will be 8.5 upon EI. So like this, you have to find out all the elements of flexibility matrix. So finally, if you use, or if you put all these matrices in compatibility condition, your final equation, dq all three elements 0. Okay, this is dql, this is flexibility matrix, and our unknowns in the sequence are rdh, rdv, mdc. So if you solve these three equations, three unknowns in your calculator, you will get the final answer of three unknowns. RDH is equal to 0.404 kilonewton, RDV is 7 point, and MDC equal to minus 3.85. Remember, your positive answer of RDH represent that your horizontal reaction at D is towards right. This is plus. RDV is also plus, means reaction is vertical. And moment is minus 3.85. It means it is clockwise. Okay. So these are the final three reactions at support D. Okay. Now to find out the final moments and to plot the bending moment diagram, we have to perform the additional calculation by separating all the members. Already we are discussing the previous problems. So like this you can find out the moments. Okay. First find out the horizontal and vertical reaction at support A by using RAH, summation of Fx equal to 0 and summation of Fy equal to 0. Find out RAH and RAV. Okay, like this, using summation of Fx and summation of Fy, you can calculate RAH and RAV. And then if you separate all three members AB, BC and CD and follow the procedure we already discussed so many times in the beam and frame problem. If you follow that procedure of taking the moments, here if you take moment at C, here also if you take moment at C or B, and here if you take moment at B, you will get all the moments. Okay, no need to solve this beam part for the moment, because if you solve this part you will get these two moments and these two moments. Of course, if required you can use the beam portion also. So using all these three figures and following the simple mechanics summation of moment equal to 0 equation of equilibrium at different points, you will get the all moments. Okay, I will not explain this much because already we have solved so many problems. Okay, so if you find out the moments, you will get the like this bending moment diagram. Okay, all of you go through this video and try to understand the moment calculation again. Okay, you solve it in your notebook and find out the moments whether these values are matching or not. Okay, so once you get the moment, you can plot the bending moment diagram. Okay, so with this the unit number 2 is over, that is flexibility matrix method for beams and frames. So in this course, matrix method of structural analysis, unit number 3 deals with the steepness matrix method for bars and trusses. So in the next class we will start the unit number 3, that is steepness matrix method for bars and trusses. Okay, thank you very much.